Ladies and gentlemen, imagine this. You wake up, step into the bathroom, and stare at the mirror. That reflection staring back at you is not just a familiar face, it is your greatest ally and your fiercest opponent. That reflection is the gatekeeper to everything you've ever wanted in life. It's not the world, not your critics, and not your circumstances. The battle you must fight every single day is you vs. you. This is not just another speech, it's a call to action. A challenge for you to look inward and confront the most important fight of your life. This battle is personal, relentless, and defining. It is the fight that will determine whether you rise to greatness or settle for mediocrity. Let me start with something undeniable. Every great figure in history, every champion, every leader, every hero faced this battle. They weren't born extraordinary, they weren't handed success. What made them different was their decision to fight. Not against the world, but against their own fears, doubts, and excuses. Think about Michael Jordan, a name synonymous with greatness. Did you know he was cut from his high school basketball team? Imagine the pain of rejection, the humiliation of failure. He could have given up, could have blamed his coach, could have decided basketball wasn't for him. But he didn't. He looked inward, confronted his weaknesses, and turned that rejection into fuel. Jordan practiced harder, worked longer, and became unstoppable. He wasn't competing with his teammates or opponents, he was competing with himself. Now think about this. How many times in your life have you faced rejection and let it define you? How many times have you told yourself, maybe I'm not good enough, and walked away from a dream? The truth is, every time you quit, you lose to yourself. Every time you make an excuse, every time you delay action, you're letting that weaker version of you win. Excuses are the chains that hold us back, and we all have them. I'm too tired, I don't have time, I don't have the resources. These are lies we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. But comfort is the enemy of growth. Think about J.K. Rowling, a single mother living on welfare who wrote Harry Potter on scraps of paper in coffee shops. She didn't wait for perfect circumstances. She didn't let rejection from 12 publishers stop her. She kept going because she knew the only person who could stop her was herself. Failure is another word we fear. We treat it like a wall we can't climb, but failure isn't a wall, it's a stepping stone. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times while inventing the light bulb. When asked how he felt about his failures, he famously said, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps." That mindset is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who don't. It's not the absence of failure, but the refusal to let failure stop you. Think about your own life. How many dreams have you let slip away because you hit a roadblock? How many times have you said, maybe this isn't for me because things got hard? Let me tell you something. Nothing worth having ever comes easy. The greatest achievements in life are born from struggle, from pushing past failure, and from refusing to give up. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's not about motivation. Motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes. Discipline is showing up even when you don't feel like it. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, didn't rely on motivation. He relied on discipline. He woke up at 4 a.m., trained for hours, and outworked everyone. He once said, rest at the end, not in the middle. That's the mindset of a champion. But let's be real. This battle of you vs. you is not just mental, it's emotional. There will be days when you feel like no one believes in you, when you feel isolated, when the weight of your dreams feels unbearable. Those are the days that define you. Those are the moments when you must dig deep and remind yourself why you started. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, 27 years of isolation, of pain, of uncertainty. When he finally walked free, he could have been consumed by anger, bitterness, and despair. Instead, he chose to lead, to unite, and to inspire. Mandela's story is proof that no matter how dark the night, no matter how heavy the burden, you can rise above it. Fear is another enemy you must conquer in this battle. Fear will tell you to play it safe, to stay in your comfort zone, to avoid risk. But nothing extraordinary ever came from comfort. Growth is uncomfortable, it's messy, it's painful. But it's also necessary. Think about a seed buried in the soil. It has to push through the dirt, break through its shell, and fight against gravity to grow. That's what transformation looks like. Ask yourself, what are you afraid of? Is it failure, judgment, pain? Now ask yourself, what's more painful, facing those fears or living with the regret of never trying? Regret is the heaviest burden you can carry, and it's one you don't have to bear. Let me make this practical for you. Starting today, commit to one small action every day that moves you closer to your goal. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier. Maybe it's reading 10 pages of a book. Maybe it's making one difficult phone call. These small actions compound over time. They build momentum. They create change. But here's the truth, this fight isn't just about you. When you win the battle of UVS, you inspire others to do the same. Your victory becomes a beacon of hope for those around you. Think about the people you admire, the people who have impacted your life. What if they had given up? What if they had let fear, failure, or excuses stop them? This battle is bigger than you. When you rise, you lift others with you. When you overcome, you give others permission to do the same. So I ask you, are you ready? Are you ready to confront the person in the mirror and declare war on every excuse, every fear, and every doubt? Are you ready to fight for the life you deserve, the dreams you've buried, and the potential you've ignored? This isn't about perfection. It's not about never failing or never doubting yourself. It's about refusing to quit. It's about showing up every day and giving your best, no matter how hard it gets. In the end, it's not UVS, the world. It's not UVS, them. It's UVS, you. And when you win that battle, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that can stop you. Thank you.